Hey YouTube, just wanted to make a quick video for you guys, keeping you guys posted on what's been going on with me. I know I haven't been on Discord too much. I actually removed myself from the Discord on the Prime group. You know, it's just, I had a lot of stuff going on with me. Many of you guys know I have PTSD. As the previous video I had posted, I have depression, I have anxiety. It's just a lot of shit going on, and with my meds not being refilled, obviously I had to establish care with a provider, you know, start finding a therapist again over here in Missouri since I moved. The transition for me has been a lot more difficult. I do have a lot of support from everyone, especially Jenna and Eric, who were the only ones that live here in Springfield. But you know, it's just, I know they've been busy and everything, so I don't try to bug them as much as, you know, like everyone does. But I ended up removing myself from a lot of social media. I think the only thing I had on was just Facebook, because that's where I communicated a lot with my mom, and if I were to remove myself from Facebook, it would just like freak her out. So, you know, but I'm back on Discord. I am slowly, you know, messaging people or communicating with people through there. You know, it's been difficult because I like to be open about it, so people are aware when they hang out around me. With my PTSD episodes, I have some episodes, they just come out of nowhere, and it just has to do with abuse, sexual abuse from my own father. You know, since I can remember, up until I was 17, we went to court. You know, obviously he only got 12 years, and last year, actually no, this year he got released. He got released January 1st. I wasn't notified until I started actually communicating with the prison and trying to figure out what was going to happen, because he is an illegal immigrant. So they told me he was going to more than likely get detained by ICE. If not, he was going to go to my hometown and do 3 years probation, and obviously registered as a sex offender. Obviously January 1st is a holiday. The weekend hit, nothing was said, you know, so I had to wait. And, you know, finally I got my answers. You know, they said that he got detained by ICE once he got released from prison, which I'm surprised, because he was supposed to be released on March and they released him in January. Which obviously, while I was working early around the year, it freaked me out. I was having episodes. Steven was over the road, so all he can do was just kind of comfort me through the phone, through video chat. So it wasn't much, but you know, it was somewhat there. Obviously I had my doctor, my therapist, my manager, my co-workers. Like, yes, everyone was there for me. They understood, they knew what was going on, but I had all this support, but inside myself, I felt like I was just alone. I was heartbroken. I felt like the pain just needed to, you know, be released from my body in order to feel happy, in order to feel safe. It's not like trying to harm myself or anything like that, if people think that. No, it's never been about that. The only time I thought about that was when I was 18, when I was still dealing with court, and you know, I just kind of wanted to end it. I was like in too much pain. I was ashamed. I was still dealing with high school, and on top of that, you know, it wasn't until I realized that I was pregnant with my son John. He was the one that gave me hope. He's the one that made me realize, you know, there is still hope. There's still something in this world that's going to help me move on and not cause me to commit suicide or harm myself. Because I was at that point where in my hometown, obviously, that you see the freeways, they have the bridges. I wanted to go on one of the bridges and just jump and end my life because I was in so much pain. I mean, it was to the point where, like, my own dad, yes, he sexually abused me because he was a truck driver, and Steven is a truck driver. He became a truck driver. I was so insecure about myself. I really was at that point. I didn't want to deal with anyone who was a truck driver, so it made so much things more difficult when I started dating Steven and he wanted to become a truck driver. But, you know, it was, he had another family, and, you know, he would degrade me, telling me that, you know, he wasn't my father. You know, it was just like, you see a homeless guy, he would say, oh, he's your father. Or you see some random stranger that we would have passed by, and he'd be like, he's your father, I'm not your father, you know, you're nothing to me. So I was pretty much broken, and, you know, for being broken, I didn't do drugs, I didn't do alcohol, I didn't hang out with the bad crew. My mentality was just at that, you know, oh, let me get good grades, let me go to a good college and move away from my hometown, move away from them, and never come back. But now that I think about it, is like, yes, even if I move, the trauma's still there. It's never gonna go away, and it's difficult for me. And like I said, I like to be open about it. At first I was ashamed. I didn't want no one to know, because obviously you're still in those teenage years, still in high school. People are gonna gossip and everything, you know, and I just didn't want that. I really didn't want that. I didn't want my friends to think of me as someone who was worthless. So I was just there, you know. I'm kind of glad that John was my savior, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have realized how much there truly is support for people like me. And, you know, they come in different forms: friends, associates, co-workers, you know. It's just hard for me to even think about, like, family being there for you, because you obviously heard it was my own father, my own blood. And then obviously I had my uncle on his side who was trying to coerce me into trying to retract my testimony, my statement, or however you want to call it. Like, he even got me my passport to, you know, go to Mexico and stay there to avoid going to court. So that's just another shit show. He has my passport, which I believe I did report it stolen, so I don't know what came of it. So I know I have to renew my passport if I ever do decide to go travel. But I guess I'll just see when it gets there, when it gets to that point, and see what they say. Other than that, you know, I've been on several medications, you know, trial and error, trying to figure out which one's gonna work for you. I was on Wellbutrin. That one did help me out for a bit. I had Xanax, that for emergencies only, because I didn't want to get addicted to those. I hear Xanax is like an addiction. You start getting addicted to it. So I told my doctor, I'm like, emergencies only. I don't want to be a statistic, you know. So that helped me. The Wellbutrin, I was on 300 milligrams. Oh my God, I was getting crazy ass dreams. I was dreaming that Jeepers Creepers dude was after me. You know, and like in my mind, I was like, think happy thoughts. He smells your fear. He's gonna come after you. Like in our apartment, that was my mentality. And I was awake. I woke up like around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it would take like about an hour for me to like fully my mind to set in saying it's just a dream, it's just a dream. Because when I would wake up, I feel like I'm still in that dream, and like the Jeepers Creepers dude was like outside waiting to smell my fear. And you know, it got to the point where like, oh, he's gonna come after my kids. I'm like, I have to get ready because he's gonna go into the other room where my kids are at. So I told my doctor, and he's like, no, that's just the side effect from your medication. We need to get you on a sleeping medication to neutralize that medication. So it came from it that I was now on Seroquel. So Seroquel did knock me out, but it got to the point where I was knocked out and I would miss work. Sorry, it's raining and it's thundering and everything, so it's just like, let's see if you guys can see it. Oh, no, I can't switch it. But you know, I was on that for a while. When Steven became a truck driver, I was sketched out about it. I was not 100% on dating a truck driver, obviously, because my dad was a truck driver. And some of the abuse happened in a truck, in a semi, which I don't remember what kind of fucking semi he had. I know a lot of people are all about Peterbilt's, Kensworth, Volvo, all of that. All I knew, it was a yellow semi, and that's all my mind is reminding me of. So I was kind of sketched out. So over the summer, I did go over the road with him, just to kind of get over my fear. Dumb mistake. If you're going over the road with your husband, always refill your medications if you're gonna do at least 3 weeks out at a time. I didn't do that. I only had my Xanax, which was my emergencies, so it kind of wasn't helpful, but I was able to get over my fear on being in a truck. Yes, it wasn't yellow. He has a gray semi, but you know, it was one step closer for me to feel like I'm healing. I feel a lot more better because I started on a different medication. I'm already 30 days in. It's Cymbalta. It's helping me. I'm not on any sleeping medication, which is good. I'm not always relying on all those medications where I was, because by the time, before we even moved over here to Missouri, I was like probably on like 4 medications already. Lisinopril, which is for high blood pressure. Obviously, Wellbutrin got me high blood pressure. And so my doctor's like, let's put you on that so you're not having to have any heart issues, you know, because you're on this medication. And I'm like, well, this is causing me to have too much medication. So when I established care here, I told my doctor, I'm like, hey, you know, I don't want to be on several medications. Can we try a different medication for my PTSD and depression? And sure enough, Cymbalta is helping me. So here we are, you know, just kind of giving it another test, trial and error, and see if it helps. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's raining hard. You can hear the wind. So yeah, I mean, I'm slowly getting back onto Discord, trying to talk to people, trying to, like, you know, help people out as being a wife and who now stays at home. I mean, I quit my job. I used to work at a hospital, and because of the whole thing with my dad saying he was going to come back, he was going to get out of prison and come after us. You know, working at a hospital, you've seen so many like movies, TV shows of shootings happening because of a family member having a grudge or something like that. And I just didn't want that on my conscience. I didn't want people to die because I didn't know how much he was willing to take it. I know my mom has a restraining order. I let my restraining order go because I was like, okay, I'll just move out of state and, you know, figure it out. As far as I know, I did talk to my mom 2 weeks ago, and she said that she thought she saw him over there in California. So it's got me freaked out, but I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't there. I don't see him because of COVID, face mask. So obviously that's an opportunity for him to cover his face, but we don't know what can happen. So I was just like, you know what, let me go ahead and let me move out. I've been trying to convince my mom to move away from California because that's where all the drama is. That's where everything happened. It's just best to move out. I'm slowly healing. Mentally, emotionally is where my trauma is, because of the abuse and not standing up for myself when I could have a long time ago. My teachers in high school finally found out about it. They felt bad. I didn't fit the statistic of being abused, because most abuse happens, what happens? The kid is on drugs, is doing something, is, on, hanging out with the bad crew or absent every day. I'm like, no, I was good grades, taking AP courses, I worked. So it was just difficult for people to believe I was abusive, because my dad was supposedly proud of me for doing so well, getting certificates and everything like that. I even got a scholarship, but I had to decline it because obviously I was pregnant with my son, and since I didn't know I was pregnant with him till I was 23 weeks, I wasn't showing, periods were not always there. I was walking to school from work, back to home. I was tired because of walking, having to stay up and do my schoolwork, and then having to do it all over again. So I was losing the weight, and my mom was the first one to find out. I don't know how she found out. I guess mother's intuition. But, I'm kind of glad that it happened the way it is. I met Steven. I gave him that opportunity. It was a struggle to be able to trust him, to be able to have that full trust. Having someone that's a truck driver and cheat on the family that they have and have another family takes a blow on you. It really does. So when Steven went, it made a difficult choice for me. I was always paranoid over it. He proved himself several times. He still does. Now he's just, trying to make sure he makes it home safe, because I've kind of gotten over that perspective. He brought hope. And, when he came to Prime, I met Eric and Jenna, Matt and Liz, let's see, who else? Barry and his wife. I didn't meet her personally, but I met Barry. Those are examples of people that are in a relationship that made another great point of view for me, to let me know that everything's gonna be okay. Having a truck driver as your husband, your other half. It may be difficult at first for some people. It was difficult for me. It was a struggle. I struggled through, but it's worth it if you're really in love with that person. And I'm just grateful Steven has been with me through every step, every healing step, I should say. And I'm thankful that I met a lot of people with Prime. I still meet a lot of people, not in person, but on Discord. I'll try to be more active. I'm not always going to be 100%. There's just those days where my episodes happen and I just kind of try to keep my own bubble. And a lot of people understand. They know. They always say that they're going to be there for me, but it's just, I don't like to be that person where it's going to be bugging you like, hey, something happened, can you come meet me? Or, it's just my own way of healing. But other than that, I'm like almost 20 minutes into this video. I started blabbing away and just trying to pour my heart out, letting people know what I've been through so they understand how I am, how I'm always open-minded. I'm not gonna judge anyone, or at least try not to judge anyone, because I've been in horrible steps. I've been in horrible childhood. I wish I could have had a better one. Most people probably had a better one than me, because I'll never get those memories, good memories, you know. But I will definitely keep you guys posted. I'll try to keep up with the videos. I know I'm behind on posting a few videos. It's just, like I said, it's just been a toll on me mentally, physically, emotionally. And if anyone texts me, it's just, I'll probably text you back. There's only a few people that I'll respond back. Others, I just kind of give it some time. I don't like to be the nosy one, I guess you can say, or the desperate one texting back fast. But it's just, if you're close to me, I'll text you back. Or if I just need some space, I'll just, I'll just text you whenever. But other than that, like I said, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll make another video. Hopefully I can post up the benefits video soon, now that I'm back on track mentally. And see what those 500 giveaway Steven wants to do. I don't even know what he wants to do. He switches it up on me. I'm more lost than you guys, so, and I'm his wife. I'm the one that he talks to whenever he gets mad. So, but I will let you guys go, because I need to go home and go get another round of drinks, because we drank last night and I got freaking drunk that I started going over the photos of my kids, their baby photos. I was just going back to it, and I told Steven, I'm like, I want another one. I want another baby. I told John, I'm like, you don't have a girlfriend yet, but I don't want to be a grandma soon, but at the same time I do. But it's just the baby fever. I told Steven, maybe we should just adopt a baby or a kid, since John doesn't want to be the big brother anymore. I don't know how I can make it or have a kid and him or her be the big brother or sister, because John doesn't want to be the big brother anymore. The only way to do it is just to adopt. But according to him, I can give birth and they can become the bigger brother or sister. But anyways, I gotta go. I need to go get ice cream and root beer float, because Steven wants some before we start drinking. See you later. Bye.